Thank you for tuning into the second episode of Four Guys, No Lies, the informative series that offers a fresh perspective on all historical news. I am your host, the Giraffe. With me tonight is the Ginger, the Blonde, and the Beard. We are Four Guys, No Lies.
Breaking news. Multiple sources have informed us of a bomb that has been recently used in the city of Hiroshima in Japan. This weapon created the largest explosion known to man.
The bomb was dropped by a B-29 bomber this morning at 8:15. Reports are estimating that the bomb, nicknamed Little Boy, instantaneously flattened 5 square miles of the city.
This kind of blast is equivalent to 14,500 tons of TNT. It's astonishing what kind of weapon they've developed. We here at the studio are currently awaiting word on further information as to the impact of this attack. In the meanwhile, we have our residential blonde expert sitting with one of the scientists that worked on the bomb. Passing it now to you, Blondie McBlonderson.
We understand your desire to remain anonymous, sir. Working on this kind of breakthrough technology would definitely put a target on your back. Could you please explain what your role was in the development of the bomb?
Sure, I was a radioactive isotope technician. My job was to make sure we had the correct uranium isotope in the right quantity. That would deliver the largest and most devastating blast.
Can you please explain the general premise of how the bomb works?
Yes, the project began with the idea of nuclear fission. Nuclear fission is when a neutron is collided into an atom. The process splits the atom into 2 atoms of a different element. This was the first accomplished in the controlled experiment by a scientist at the University of Chicago. This further goes on to prove...
Let me interrupt you there. Now that we understand the process is nuclear fission, how does this contribute to the massive blast caused by this so-called Little Boy?
Alright, so when a fission reaction occurs, a tremendous amount of energy is released. This then throws more loose protons out and into other atoms, causing them to split. When atoms split, it results in a devastating chain reaction that releases heat and radiation.
I see.
While this may...
What prevents this reaction from getting out of control and essentially destroying the whole planet?
That is a very good question. In fact, it was one contemplated by many scientists involved in the project. Here's an analogy to demonstrate. If I have a group of marbles all spread out on the floor and I roll one as fast as I can into the group, a single one will collide with some of them, causing those marbles to collide with other ones. But there are 2 factors that stop them from continuously slamming into each other. The first is the fact that sometimes a marble will not only hit any others, thus causing part of the reaction to stop. The other fact is that they collide, energy is lost, and eventually the reaction stops. While this is horribly...
So what you're saying is these were all just thoughts, and you and your fellow scientists were taking a very large risk in completing this experiment.
Yes, I suppose...
Don't ever interrupt me again. As I was saying, your scientists put everyone in danger without understanding the full ramifications.
While you are not wrong, in my opinion, our hypothesis was based off logical application of known physics. Although our hypothesis was not fully tested, it was necessary that the bomb was dropped.
Necessary? How so?
Well, I think that we can all agree the Japanese are very dedicated fighters. It is our belief that this demonstration of power is what the Japanese needed to justify a surrender.
So you believe that the Japanese will surrender soon?
I'm not sure, but for the lives of soldiers and civilians alike, I hope they do. I believe the invasion of the Japanese mainland will cost too many lives. This is our driving reason for building the bomb. It's not about ending lives.
Thank you for your time. I've been informed that the Ginger is in another section of the studio, ready to interview Dr. Beardsley, a renowned doctor. Go ahead, Ginger Snap.
Thank you, Blondie McBlonderson. Here with me today, we have renowned physician Dr. Beardsley. He's a published doctor that spent years studying the effects of radiation on mammals. Could you please tell us more about yourself?
First off, I would like to thank you for inviting me here to this prestigious show. I spent my life studying the effects of radiation and published many scholarly articles of the findings of these studies. I believe the people have a right to know the truth behind this newly developed weapon.
I understand that you've collected some early statistics on the scope of the devastation. Could you please inform us?
Absolutely. Estimates say that as many as 80,000 people died instantaneously, and there are another 70,000 with injuries ranging from survivable to critical. These numbers are truly astonishing.
Indeed, they are. We've been informed that the bomb uses a nuclear device which produces a large amount of radiation. Tell us, what are the future ramifications from this type of attack?
Some of the general effects of radiation are an increased risk of cancer, decreased lifespan, destruction of DNA, mental trauma, and birth defects, all of which I predict to see take place in this scenario.
I believe all of us in the studio and at home would like to know just how much radiation does it take to cause changes in the human body?
It does not take much to cause slight changes, but when we consider that the bomb produced an amount of radiation 1,000 times higher than the safe amount, we must realize that the changes will be impactful. This radiation will linger into the air for a while, making the city uninhabitable for some time. Though, eventually, the radiation will lower to a safe amount, it will affect everyone who is exposed.
We just got done speaking to an individual who believed that the dangers of the device do not outweigh the necessity. As a doctor and expert on radiation, what is your opinion?
This was not justified. I know many people will dislike me for saying it, but someone has pointed out. I believe those scientists made a huge mistake. America is better than this. We should not be killing entire cities of innocent civilians in an act of war such as this. It just isn't who we are. Not to mention, did anyone ever think of the long-term effects of radiation? It is hard to tell how many years of the lingering effect of radiation will last. I believe that this was a reckless act committed by the scientists who designed it and by those who gave the orders to drop it. No one deserves the horror brought upon by this weapon. I believe it was unnecessary and immoral to use such a weapon.
Thank you for voicing your opinion. We here at Four Guys No Lies know that there's two sides to every story, and we don't take one. We only bring you the facts. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
2, 3.